Making a Stuart model steam plant. This is part 1, the introduction unboxing video, when the first components arrived from the USA in a large and heavy box. Apparently this box was delivered yesterday, but it wasn't in. Parcel force returned it to the depot, which is a 40-mile round trip from here. I'm not really complaining. A 40-mile round trip in my car is not normally a problem, but currently the aircon in my car has malfunctioned, and matters weren't helped when I carried the box out of the car into the workshop. The first thing I did when I went into the workshop was turn on the air conditioning system in there, and I sat in front of it for a while just to cool down. I'm far too fat and hairy for this sort of a climate. Suitably chilled, I opened the box, and here it is. I really don't know what's going to be in this box. It all started with an email from a man called Keith in the USA. The first parts out of the box were these pieces of heat insulation, followed by a genuine Stuart Models water gauge and a genuine Stuart Models pressure gauge siphon. Oh yes, and some more heat insulation. In the box are various plastic bags, all containing different things. Here's a lot of screws, and the other bag just has a random assortment of bits, including a gasket which looks like it's come off an S50. And then another plastic bag containing a microcosm governor. And here's an exhaust pipe from a Stuart 10V. During the back and forth emails to Keith in the USA, we discussed the plan. He wants me to build a steam plant using the parts he already has, but he sent me a lot more parts than I need. Initially, I quoted a price for doing the job, so we do have a starting point. The idea is to use the best of the parts to build the plant, and then maybe I end up with the rest. I don't know, we need to work this out. And it all depends on the condition of the components in the box. On the bench at the moment are 2 front parts from a Stuart 504 boiler, and these small threaded rods are to hold a 501 boiler together. Inside the main box was another box. Everything's very well packed, so hopefully there will be no damage. This is the cast front for a 501 boiler. As you can see, it says 501 on there. This looks like a 501 chimney, and indeed it is, a badly painted and scratched 501 chimney. I'll try it in position in the casting and see if it fits, and yes it does. There's even an old instruction leaflet showing you how it all goes together. In the bottom of the box are the side panels. So I have a complete kit to make a Stuart 501 boiler. The good news is these boiler parts appear to be new. I'm going to put this box on the shelf, so I'll write on it first, 501 boiler parts. In a plastic bag is a 504 chimney. It's brand new and unpainted, so I wrote that on the bag so I knew what it was. This looks like a boiler. Yes, indeed it is. It's a Stuart 504 boiler. It's not new, and there's a big dent in the side of it. Quite a lot of old 504 boilers get damaged just because they're generally very old. Sometimes you can repair dings like this, but usually it doesn't work out, and it's in a very visible place. A pity, really. The best fix is to clad the boiler using a piece of sheet brass, which of course does take time, but makes it look good. I usually find that I don't get a good finish when I clean up Stuart 504 boilers. The more I clean the boiler shell, the more I'm aware of small black dots everywhere. Maybe because on these old boilers the copper isn't as pure as on the modern stuff, I don't know. I've marked the position of the damage so I know where it is. The next boiler to be unwrapped is the 501 boiler. This is not bad, just a minor mark on one side. Here's another 504 boiler that looks like it's been used as a hammer. This damage is in a really bad place, right on the seam. Before recommissioning these boilers, I will give them a thorough hydraulic test to twice working pressure, which is £120 per square inch for £60 per square inch steam pressure. So far this is not looking good. Both of the 504 boiler shells have damage. But thankfully, third time lucky, this boiler shell is okay. There's a bit of silver soldered down the side of it, but that's underneath anyway. And pending a successful hydraulic test, this would be the boiler that I would use to supply the steam to the 2 engines on this steam plant. Time to put all of the boilers somewhere safe. This is a PM Research dynamo, and this will be ideal, driven from one of the steam engines on the plant, to generate some electricity. I quite like these. The case needs a bit of fettling, but they look good. There was also a second PM Research dynamo, but this one is not finished. Also, I see there are some small light bulbs. I'm not sure what this is. It looks like a commercial item. It may be from PM Research. At a rough guess, I would think it's a water economizer, which uses exhaust steam to preheat the feed water that's fed into the boiler. This bag contains 3 random pressure gauges and a gas valve, as well as some brass blanking plugs and something that looks like a light bulb. The next thing out of the box is yet another 504 boiler front casting. Now it's time to look at the boiler's side panels to see what condition they're in. This is off a 501 boiler and it's not in very good condition. But the good news is, all of the side panels for the 504 boilers seem to be quite good. There is also a very rusty casting set for a 504 boiler, and I think I'll treat it to some of this stuff. As you can see by the name on the bottle, it's called Evapo-Rust. Many viewers have recommended that I get some of this, so I bought some. As an initial test, I placed an incredibly rusty chuck key into the mixture and left it overnight. As it said on the bottle it was non-toxic, I pulled the chuck key out with my fingers. And just look at it, it is completely rust-free. The rust has evaporated. The only slight problem is, because I never wear gloves in the workshop, when I handled the chuck key as I took it out of the mixture, my fingers turned bright yellow. These 2 boiler side plates for the 501 boiler are surplus to my requirements, as there are already a pair of them in another box, and both of them are painted and in much better condition than these 2. Here's a complete collection on my bench, and as you can see, there's quite a lot to work with, so I should at least be able to get a really good 504 boiler out of this lot. I think I also saw a couple of PM Research hand pumps too. I can't fully evaluate or start this project until I receive the second package, which will contain the engines and I hope some more parts. But that's it for this introduction. I'd like to say stay healthy, thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.